There's one thing I need to remind you of, believers. Christ told us, I sent you as sheep amongst wolves. Therefore be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Christ is very clear with this. I, that's him, the Lord, sent you, that's us believers, as sheep. That means completely dependent on his strength amongst wolves. That implies predators or people that will turn on you. Therefore, he just explained the context. Therefore, be wise as serpents. So be flexible and practical in your daily life. And innocent as doves. So conceal yourself where necessary. Okay, you want me to repeat it? Christ said, look, I'm going to paraphrase now. I'm sending you amongst people that will turn on you and that will endanger you. Some will endanger you out of personal vendetta, though to envy or jealousy. Others will endanger you just to get something out of you. Nevertheless, I sent you amongst such predatory people and amongst enablers of danger. So I'm sending you amongst dangerous people. So I'm sending you in dangerous territory. That is the world. That's why I want you to be so flexible and practical. And at the same time, you're also concealing yourself if necessary. So because you're flexible and practical, you're also concealing yourself. So the danger will not matter. Because you're flexible and practical, that means wise as a serpent, you overcome, overrule, and outdo the danger around you. That's how I glorify myself. Just realize I sent you as sheep amongst wolves. So know the context. That's why you're wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove. And nothing shall by no means harm you. Christ said that. So look, there's another thing that you need to realize. Anytime you achieve anything of significance, expect wolves to turn on you. This is not going to be a long preaching. I want to keep this short and powerful for you. Anytime you achieve anything of significance, that means anything that will last, whether it's for several years or for decades or for centuries to come, anytime you achieve anything of significance or anytime you break free from any chain or any bondage of society, expect wolves to turn on you. Do not expect the wolves to celebrate you. Why do you expect the wolves to celebrate you? What is wrong with you, believer, that you expect wolves to celebrate with you? Do you invite Satan on your birthday party? Do you invite a Simony, Jezebel, Neptune, or those other demonic princes to your wedding? Do you expect Apollo to say happy birthday to you? No, you wouldn't, right? So why do you expect reprobate human beings or human beings that are enablers because they persist in denial? Why do you expect such beings to be happy for you and to enable your success when you achieve anything of significance? Why? What's up with you that you expect this while Christ told you, I sent you as sheep amongst wolves? He did not send you as sheep amongst chickens. He did not send you as sheep amongst birds. He didn't even send you as sheep amongst swine. He sent you as sheep amongst wolves. A wolf is a predatory animal that hunts sheep. It's a predatory animal that devours sheep. So a wolf is considered a danger for a sheep. Yet Christ told you, I sent you as sheep amongst wolves. So if you're amongst wolves, because God put you there, it's not your fault, so don't blame yourself, but realize God put you there. Why do you expect those predators, as well as their enablers, to be okay with you achieving anything of significance? Why? They will never genuinely be happy for you. They will not. Because society is constructed in such a way that you are dependent on the significance they provide you. And the significance that society provides you with is a fear-based significance, in which you have no real security, because that significance depends on you pleasing other people by conforming to their unexamined expectations. And those expectations are unreasonable, they are exploitative, and here's the thing, they don't even give you a chance to decide whether or not you want to get along with society's expectations. Because if you don't, you will be violated. You'll be vandalized. That's how society works. There is no free option nor multiple option. Either you go society's way or something very bad will happen to you one way or the other. That's how it goes. And the wolves around you are those that run society, and the enablers are those that are addicted to society's approval. So whether someone is a predator directly or they're just an enabler of a predator, consider them predators also. Enablers, you should also consider wolves. Even if they are not the ones going out there to attack and devour people, they enable those that do that. They keep the danger alive by conforming to the unexamined expectations of society. So they are enabling and keeping the danger alive. That same danger that will turn on you once you walk by faith. So stop, believer, expecting non-believers to be happy for you. There will be some non-believers happy for you. There will, but it's an exception. Even in the world, unbelievers amongst each other, they know that often when you achieve something of significance, your own people, that means friends and relatives, will turn on you. Because now that you have significance, you now are relevant when it comes to decision making. When you have significance, you have something to say. Even if people don't want to hear what you have to say because you have significance, they have to put up with you. So society doesn't want you to have any significance at all. They want you to be dependent solely on their approval, which they enforce on you through violence. The moment they can't harm you with violence anymore, they lose it. That's what happens when you walk by faith. You outdo and overdo and overrule their violence with the good that you walk in. And because of that, they're left with their anger, and there's nothing they can do about it. And the anger now is harming them, while you are at peace and ease. They can't handle that. They escalate. They don't want you free from their violence. You ought to be submitted on their violence so that you will share in their misery. And they are the ones allowing you to smile and be happy. That's how society wants it. The moment you operate in natural autonomy, you become a target. At the moment you achieve anything while operating in natural autonomy, that means you're building a heritage. That means you're building something. And the world doesn't want you to build in line with Christ. They want you to contribute to what's already there. Again, the world doesn't want you to build. No, they want you to contribute to what's already there. Because when you contribute to what's already there, they have a hold on it, they can control it, and they can get rid of you. But the moment you build something in your natural autonomy and it lasts, generations may pass by, you have no choice but to acknowledge you. And the world doesn't want this. They want you to be dependent on their fear constructs. So that when the fear constructs harm you and you are in need, they can dispose of you, they can get rid of you. They want to determine what you're valuable, they want to determine your value and whether you're valuable or not. Do you remember when Christ taught us in the New Testament that anytime you arrive at a wedding, never go and sit on the front seat, because maybe someone else has been invited who's considered more important than you, and now you have to make place. He told us to go and sit on the back seat, and maybe someone tells you, come sit more to the front. Why did Christ taught us this? Don't just look at what Christ said. Look at the context. Why did Christ say it? Anyone that comes at a wedding, they want to be considered important. That's why you receive an invitation to begin with. Whether it's a party or a ceremony, whatever it is, if you're invited, you're considered important. But here's the thing. The invitation has to do with an event that's going on and who constructed the event. So the one that constructed the event, whether it's a meeting, a conference, or a wedding, whatever it is, they have to consider you valuable. But because it's something they constructed, they already have in mind the significance they've assigned to you. So you're not free to choose your significance. You're only free to accept the significance they have given unto you. And that's how society works. So what Christ told us to go and sit on all the way in the back when you're invited to a wedding, he's actually telling us to conceal ourselves. Because think about it. In society, you have expectations that people enforce on one another. And amongst these expectations, there are certain people considered important, others who are not important. And commoners cling on to control. So they want to control who is important and who isn't. If you walk by faith in full strength, publicly and openly, and people are forced to deal with your bright shining in your daily circumstances, they will try to kill you. The moment, however, you are insecure or without any self-worth at all, and a society that needs to boost you, now they love you. Now you sat all the way in the back, and they are the ones giving you significance. They can't stand you having significance by yourself. They can't stand you claiming any natural significance, because they feel threatened when you have significance they can't control. So when you have significance they can't control, beware. Sooner or later, they'll turn on you to eliminate you. And when they can't eliminate you, they'll turn on each other and they'll blame you for the harm they're doing. So just to dump some negativity on you, they'll turn on each other and devour one another just to blame you. And then you will be blamed for what's going on. That sounds very stupid, sounds very dumb, that sounds very far-fetched, but such things happen. So know what you're dealing with. Agree with Christ.